lot of things that's on my mind. I just take this one day at a time. Never lose a step, I'm on my grind. If you think it, you can be it, so I say it in my rhymes. So many dreams that I wanna achieve. Look myself in the mirror like...
First direct mail sale we had in helping us sell over 200 new Lexus in one weekend.
We have established relationships with some of the best dealerships in the nation.
When you work with Hamlin Associates, John is from the automotive business. John has a really good grasp of what it takes to make a sale successful, and John is very much worried about your return on investment.
Let us help you go to the next level.
Each one of us can build wealth, replace scarcity with abundance, replace average with greatness, replace uncertainty with conviction. Success is there for the taking. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, and the ambitious. Grant Cardone tells you what you have to do to prosper in this new economy. He'll inform you in everything business, finance, and career related. Get ready. Find the knowledge for your success. It's all here, right now, in the Cardone Zone.
Welcome to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here. Hey, I'm so glad you showed up today. I'm so glad you're here. It's going to be an unbelievable show. I know I promise you that every week, and every week I do whatever it takes to bring you the freaking slam, the Grant Cardone. That's what we do here, baby. I'm going to get you in a zone to get your money right, your career right, your finances right, to get you out of the muck, to get you out of stuck, to get you out of the middle class, and to rise above the noise. That's what we do here at Whatever It Takes Network. The Cardone Zone is the first of all the shows that we're going to bring you here. By mid-October, I promise to have you a dozen shows. By the end of October, 20 shows. And in November, we will release the first reality TV series for the Whatever It Takes Network. I'm crazy, dude. Look, my staff said, hey, Grant, you need to do a show where you tell people where you came from. Who is Grant Cardone? You ask that question in your power players. Who is Grant Cardone? If you always walked around here, wearing the shades, if you always done this your whole life, who are you? Where'd you come from? Who are you really? We have sales meetings here every morning. We meet. And, we have a lot of fun around here. I think you guys agree with that. We have a lot of fun. Most of the time we have fun. Sometimes it feels like work. So I want to share with you today that you can do anything you want to do in your life. Anything, I'm telling you, okay? If I can make it, you can make it. And let me say before I get into this too deep, I don't want to get too teary-eyed today. I don't want to start crying, getting all heartfelt. But I am. I know I act like a tough guy, but I'm not really. But I just want to tell you that, when I was a kid, when I was growing up, first of all, I'm a twin. I have a twin brother. Okay, I don't know if you know that, but I have an identical twin brother. And I really want to talk to you about today the things that you have gone through in your life. I think there's a song that says, if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger, unless it's drugs, So, because drugs ain't going to make you better, no matter what. All right, so, and I know, I did some experimenting. So, the things that you went through in your life can both be assets and liability. Just like your present conditions are right now. You got to look around your life all the time and assess the situation. Whether you're an individual or you're a company, you need to always assess your relationships, your friends, your environment. Are there liabilities in it? Are there assets? Maybe there's some assets you're not using right now. Well, if you look at the way you were brought up in your life, I look at the way I was brought up in my life, my parents, my upbringing, gave me both liabilities and assets. It was unbelievable assets. And when you're a little kid, you know, you don't get to talk about the liabilities. You just get to talk about what you're grateful for, because that's what your parents, they'll spank you if you don't. Back in the day, back in my day, oh, dude, we were pow. And they, you know, my dad only needed to whip me once, and that would last for 10 years, because just the threat of another one was enough to change my behavior. So I grew up, like many of you that listen to this show, I grew up middle class, lower middle class. My dad went to work every day, dude, 8 o'clock in the morning. He was out of the office, out of the house, in a car, driving to work every day, and came home at 5 o'clock, and he looked whipped every day. Everybody loved my dad. He was very extroverted, talked to everybody, but he was a serious cat, dude. He was there every day to do one thing: work, make money, take care of family. And there wasn't a lot of time for the kids. That could be a liability. It could be an asset. How? Because it was an asset, because I understood work ethic. I was actually getting that ingrained into my system, watching my father go to work every day. I also, by being a twin, identical twin, you got my brother, my little ugly brother right up here, my brother Gary. See, that's Gary right there, okay? I don't know which one Gary is. Oh, yeah, he's the one with the ugly smile. I'm the one doing the natural thing, you see? Gary, being identical twin, do you know what people say to identical twins every day? Every time they see you, when you're in the crib, when you're in a little basket and you're being pushed around, when you're in the store, you're 3 or 4 or 5 years old, you know what everybody does? They compare you. Now, that could be an asset, or that could be a liability. How could it be an asset? Oh, man, you guys are both strong. I had a brother with me all the time. I had a friend with me all the time. I like companionship. We could double team people. You know, when we were 15, we could switch up on the women. Shit, there's a lot of assets. But let me tell you about some of the liabilities. Dude, we were so competitive. Oh, my gosh. Because every time somebody saw us, they said this: who's smarter? Who's taller? Who's stronger? Oh, my gosh. And it didn't matter what side of the equation you're on. Stronger, faster, smarter, no matter what side of that equation, those answers you're on, that comes with some liabilities, okay? In your life, folks, your upbringing, how you were brought up, your mom, your dad, your upbringing, whether you were brought up poor, middle class, or rich, has liabilities and assets, just like what you have going on in your life right now. Good times or bad times have liabilities and assets, and you need to be looking at your life every day, all the time. Hey, what's my liabilities? What's my assets? What's going on for me? What's not? What's working? What is? Because that's the way you make it. That's the way I made it. When we come back from break, I'm going to talk to you exactly what you can do to really assess where you're at in your life and give you some more insights to Grant Cardone.
Hard work demands the highest price. Auto dealers, do you sell your notes? Are you disappointed with your current lender, your price, or your service? If you need capital now, we are the answer. Use our nationwide network of lenders. Trust us with your portfolio. Expedite your cash flow. With over $120 million submitted in 2014, we'll deliver. Dealer Capital Services. Visit mydealercapital.com or call 337-451-6921 today.
I'm looking for whatever it takes people. My company needs people that will do whatever it takes. Where are the whatever it takes people?
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
I can do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, and I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I have what it takes. I'll do whatever it takes.
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 Whatever it takes isn't something you say. Whatever it takes is something you do.
I'm not afraid to do whatever it takes.
Hi,
My name is Evan Forster, and I'm here with David Thomas, and we're the co-hosts of Job Talk. It's the only show in America where work and life really collide.
Welcome back to Whatever It Takes Network. This is the CardoneZone. Every Tuesday I come to you. My name's Grant Cardone. I'm at Grant Cardone. If you don't follow me on Twitter yet, dude, if you want to get annoyed, if you want to have that part of you that fails, that shows up a little not all the way, if you want to get that part of you pissed off, follow me on Twitter. I will 10x him up. Did I say that? Oh, my God. Well, here's the deal, folks. Look, I grew up with no chance, really no chance, except that I wanted it, no chance of really being successful. My dad died when I was 10 years old. Liability, definitely a liability. When you want to go duck hunting in Louisiana, and you're only 10 years old and daddy's dead, dude, you don't even need to know how to hold a gun. Now, this is a picture of me when I was like 5 years old. I was cute, dude. I was cute. I could get the girls, okay? I was still cuter than my brother. You can see him all shine up in the sun. He don't have his freaking swag on. I do. The guy on the left, if you're looking at it, he's on the right. He's carrying more ducks. Yes, he's stronger. Look, he's taller. Yes, he is. He's more handsome, and he's got a better smile, and he had more natural swag. That's just a liability, but it could be an asset, right? It just depends on how you look at it, okay? Well, here we are about 6 years old. My brother, what do you call it when something happens to you? He got this bone disease in his left arm. What is that called? Contracted. Why can't y'all help me out in here? I got 3 people can't help me out with one damn word, okay? Liability or an asset? You see, you just got to be looking all the time, okay? What's your income statement look like? It's the people around you. Are they liabilities or assets? My brother contracted this bone disease in his left arm and had to go into surgery. And you know what that did? It separated us. It made me stronger. It made him weaker. And that didn't make me feel good. It didn't make me feel good at all because my best buddy, my brother, got hurt. And I couldn't do anything about it. And I swore when I was 6 or 7 years old, one day, I'm going to be able to help other people. About the same time I lost a quarter. I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but I was on 10th Street in Lake Charles, Louisiana. My dad was still alive. And I went to the store with my brother. And I dropped a quarter in the drain hole. You know those big drain holes in the middle of the street? I dropped it on the sidewalk, and it went down into the drain hole in the middle of the street. That's when you could still walk on streets. The kids were allowed to go down to the street corner, okay? Quarter fell into the manhole, dude, and I'm telling you, I thought I lost $1 million. I'm like, oh, my God. I tried to get in it. I tried to pull it out. I tried to reach it. I couldn't, and I made a decision at that very moment, 7, 8 years old. I'm going to be rich one day. I'm going to be rich. I'm not going to worry about one quarter. Liability or an asset? Here's the deal, okay? You know what? I worried about quarters for the next 30 years. That's a problem. Because if you're chasing quarters, you can't make real money. And then what you do is you surround yourself with a bunch of information that supports your life experiences. I lost a quarter. I think I got to watch my quarters. And then I get around people that say, watch the pennies. The dollars will take care of themselves. Why am I telling you this? Every story, every moment of your life, every second has shaped what you're doing right now as a liability or an asset, possibly both. You need to constantly assess your life. How's it helping you? How's it hurting you? Look, my dad dying at 10 caused me unbelievable pain in my life. But I'm going to tell you something. I would not be where I'm at today had my dad not died. I would not be there. My dad would have money, he'd have been successful, he'd have taken care of me, and I would not have gone out into the world and become this rebel, do what I want, say what I want, fight the system, prove myself, have a banty rooster attitude. I just wouldn't be that guy. See, the things that have happened to you can either make you, break you, or they can do both, a little of both. I know when in my mid-20s, 30 years old, 25, 26, 28, 30, 32 years old, that 7, 8 years, I got involved in all this psychotherapy. It fucked me up so bad, it was unbelievable. All this introspection about what happened to me. Dude, you don't need to look at what happened to you. You need to look at what you're going to do with what happened to you, how you're going to make it an asset, not a liability. Let's talk to Casey from Dayton, Tennessee. Ask me a question. I'm getting personal today, brother.
Getting personal. You, on your Cardone Live, you're telling a story of being in the car business and, you big months, little months, big months, little months.
Yeah.
And you knew there was a way to make this happen, and there was a process. What made you go to? I think you said Jackie Cooper. What made that important to you?
Yeah, that's a great question, Casey, and I appreciate you calling in. A guy named Ray Sullivan. He was a wholesaler in the automobile business. By the way, since I'm telling a part of my story today, I got in the car business because I couldn't get a job. I didn't get in the car business because I wanted to be a car salesman. And I hated selling cars. The first 2 years I was in the car business, I sucked at it. Terrible, awful. And this guy named Ray Sullivan, I don't know, maybe Ray liked me or something, came up to me one day, flipped me a CD, not a CD, cassette tape, the old cassette tapes. He says, hey, listen to this guy. It was Jackie B. Cooper talking at a wholesale conference, a used car conference. And the guy talked for like 35 minutes. It was recorded on his tape. And I listened to this thing and I was like, dude, I'm in. There's a way to do this. There's a way to learn. And I listened to that tape and I called the 800 number on it and I bought a set of CDs. Here I am today in the business of selling people self-help programs, okay? That program that was given to me led to an 800 phone number in Denver, Colorado. I called the group in Denver and said, hey, what else do you have? I want to learn. I know education's important. I went to college for 5 years. I owed the government $40,000. What do you have? And the guy's like, we got these Betamax videos. And how many are there? 12. How much is it? $3,000. I said, $3,000? Yeah. I don't have $3,000. I'll call you back. Called my mom, borrowed the $3,000, got these tapes, couldn't wait for these tapes. This is 25, 30 years ago. I spent $3,000. To me, it made sense. It made sense to me to spend $3,000 to make $30,000. Okay? Not a month either. $30,000. I just wanted to make $30,000, $40,000. I'm like, hey, that's a good investment. I need to educate. And that's the guy that I started with. And I remember watching those Betamaxes, this $3,000 that I spent. I remember being in my living room on my mom's shag carpet. I was still living at home, turned on the TV, shoved in that big cassette tape or VHS, Betamax, whatever the hell it was, turned it in and started watching this guy. And as soon as it came on, I made a decision. I'm going to be that guy one day. One day, I'm going to do what that cat does. You see, the things that happen to you in your life are going to be assets, liabilities, or both, okay? Now, folks, you can go to the therapist and talk about what mommy did to you and daddy did to you, or you can do what all the greats do. Turn whatever mommy and daddy did to you into something that you can do to the world where you can be greater and better. Let's talk to Tavia from Springfield, Virginia.
Hi, Grant. I recently sent you a message on LinkedIn,
you know what? I want you. Can you do this? Can you hold 1 second? I'm going to go to a short break, and I'm going to come right back and answer your question. All right? Stay with us, folks. We're talking about Grant's personal story and what it has to do with you. Stay with us on the Cardone Zone, brought to you by Whatever It Takes Network, because I know you are.
For over 30 years, international interior designer Stephen G. is a world-renowned master of contemporary and traditional high-end design.
To me, lifestyle and comfort is what a great design project is all about.
Interiors by Stephen G. has galleries in Florida and New York. With staff fluent in 7 different languages, Interiors by Stephen G. offers a full-service experience from construction to completion. Visit Interiors by Stephen G. at Facebook or his website, interiorsbystephenG.com. That's interiorsbystephenG.com to get started on bringing your design fantasies to a level beyond your dreams. Visit interiorsbystephenG.com today.
Are you tired of missing sales? Come on, be honest. Are you getting all there is in the marketplace? Take an honest look in your mind's eye at your sales team right now. Are they doing everything they can to make that extra sale? If you're tired of watching your salespeople be tongue-tied, not follow up, not know their product, not know what to say at that critical moment, welcome to tiredofmissingsales.com. My name's Grant Cardone. I know your frustrations. Look, whether your people sell over the phone or in person, whether you sell a tangible or an intangible, I can increase the sales of any company by at least 15% guaranteed. Go to tiredofmissingsales.com and I'll show you the top 3 reasons your salespeople don't make those extra sales. Go to tiredofmissingsales.com.
2 isn't what it seems. Its caregiver provision gives legal protection to marijuana dealers. Even felons and drug dealers could be caregivers. Amendment 2 caregivers don't need background checks or medical training. So what looks like a safeguard is really a loophole. Amendment 2 caregivers can't be arrested or sued if their pot hurts someone. They don't call it the Drug Dealer Protection Act, but they should. Vote no on Amendment 2.
All right, T, I'm back with you, okay? Grant Cardone, you're on the Cardone Zone. This is brought to you by Whatever It Takes Network. Look at me, little middle class guy, couldn't get a job, fired from his first 5 jobs, including McDonald's, and I'm starting my own damn network. I'm gonna be the next Ted Turner. Okay, talk to me. What's your question?
So basically, I sent you a message on LinkedIn explaining my situation. I was kind of like homeless right now, and I just got a job at the Porsche dealership. I had got all of your material when I moved to Florida.
Awesome.
And I ended up renting a foreclosed home in Florida. My kids and I ended up having to move, and I got all my Cardone training there. And they didn't have that in. I was originally from Virginia. They didn't have that in Florida, and so when we end up getting put out or having to leave that foreclosed home, I had to throw everything I had in the trash, put whatever I could fit in my Durango.
Dude, you didn't throw my stuff away, did you?
Nope. I made sure I had your materials. The kids and I listened to that all the way back from Florida to Virginia, and when I came back to Virginia, I came back to my job at Ford, and after listening to your materials and all that, I said, I am better than Ford. I need to do something that's going to bring me more so I can make more money. So I went out and I got a job at Porsche, and so I'll be starting there on Monday, and I'm just so glad that I had the opportunity to go to Florida, even though it didn't turn out like I thought it would.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't have gotten the training that I had I not gone to Florida and worked at Kia. I would have never known.
That is an awesome story. You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about today. You know, rather than taking the things that have happened to you and looking at how it's a liability, how can you turn that, really become observant and become aware of it? Right. How can that become an asset? You know what? I'm going to send you this no negativity allowed here sign because you're a great example. I've just signed it. I'm going to get your address. Maybe we'll get her address and we'll send it to you. I think that
I'm trying to get to the Cardone University, and that's another thing. It was so much because the dealerships don't have it, so to get it individually, like you said, paying for that extra. So that's another thing. I said the first thing I'm going to invest in is getting myself onto Cardone University because the dealerships down here doesn't have it. But I want to keep training, you know, and so
Well, you know, you got a great product. That Porsche product's a great product. If you ever get a white on white Panamera Turbo, let me know. Okay, I might scoop it up from you and let you rip my head off, make full list on me, okay? Hey, thanks for calling in. I love your success story, and make sure that we get your address because I'm going to send this to you. Folks, we're talking about my personal story. I don't know what it has to do with you, but everybody's got a story. Everybody has a story. Whether you were brought up and you had it all and it was easy, because I know some people that had it easy, and it's not so easy today. Why? Because that became a liability. Their assets early on became a liability later because they didn't continue to build their muscle. I'm suggesting to you that everything that happens to you in your life can be an asset or a liability, and you have to assess the situation to figure out, hey, how can I turn this problem, maybe this limitation. I had a limitation. I wasn't all hooked up into the community. I didn't go to the right schools. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a dad telling me what to do. I had a single mother that was overwhelmed, that was terrified every day, that proved to me to be both a liability and an asset because until I was 40 years old, I watched every penny I spent. Every penny, I mean, to a fault. I watched money so closely that so many of my friends said, you're a miser. You make a damn eagle scream off of a quarter, okay? You suffocate a freaking a Ben Franklin on a damn dollar. You squeeze it so hard. And it's true. But you know what? That allowed me to put enough money away to one day wake up and see this liability for what it was and turn it into an asset and start making investments so that I could grow businesses, all right? Use everything that happened to you, everything in your life that happened to you to build what you want to build. Hey, let's talk to Corey from Denver, Colorado. Corey, what's your question, buddy? I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, Grant, what's up, man?
Going to hook you up with 100 ways to stay motivated for calling in, all right, brother?
I appreciate it, man. Hey, My question is, and I talked to you a couple weeks ago, and you said to make the move. I made the move, and I have an opportunity to make $104,000 by the end of the year. And now, my question for you, Grant, is how do you remove emotion when you're getting ready to perform?
How do I remove emotion?
When you're getting ready to perform, yeah. When you know you're getting ready to make these phone calls and you're getting ready to call these people, I'm like, I'm stretching myself here.
Yeah.
I'm going outside of my comfort zone.
Dude, because here's the deal, bro. Okay, this is a great question you're asking me. How old are you, first of all?
30.
Yeah. Here's I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I wish somebody would have told me this, okay? You're going to be making thousands of phone calls, tens of thousands. Yep. Don't even worry about one of them, okay? It doesn't mean anything. The next phone, you got to understand this, okay? How big a game do you want? How big a winner do you want to be?
I'm gonna show you over the next 2 years. You're gonna know me very well.
$1 million, 10 million, how much? Give me a number.
Let's say 10 million.
10 million. Okay, good, dude. There's not one phone call you can make that can get you 10 million. So every time you're making a phone call, you're like, hey, I'm just preparing for the 10 million. I'm just getting ready for the 10 million, dude. I'm getting ready for the big show. The thing that I didn't have in my life is I didn't have people around me that were thinking big enough. My mom was so satisfied. I love my mom to death. Okay, she's not with us anymore, but I loved her so much. But the problem was the love she gave me also was a bit of a suffocating, her conservative nature, her inability to think big, giant. Like she thought China and Russia were definitely enemies rather than, wait a minute, those are billions of people over there that could actually influence my life. So, what I would tell you is, dude, know this. Every phone call you make is another step towards that 10 million. Don't even worry about your freaking emotions. It don't matter because you're not going to have that payday on the next call, the next 10 calls, the next 100, the next 1,000. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort. And if you don't quit, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, if you rise above the noise, dude, I'm telling you, if you just stay in there and keep listening to guys like me, you'll get where you want to get. David Cripps from Tampa.
Hey, Grant, how are you?
My man, can you hear me? Can you hear the show?
I can hear the show, too. It's great.
Okay, dude. So I'm talking about, I'm just sharing a little bit of my personal story because people have been asking me to do that, Dave. And I know you follow the show quite a bit, and I really appreciate your loyalty, bro. I appreciate everything you do out there, man.
Well, thank you so much. I was hearing you earlier talking about how you first got exposed to Jackie B. Cooper, and that happened to me in '89, and I carried those doggone cassette tapes for probably 10 to 15 years. I mean, he was a major influence early on in my career as well, so that was kind of cool. But my question is, how did you make that transition, or what was the toughest part when you broke out on your own and kind of went on your own doing your thing? What were the toughest challenges there?
Well, there was two moves, Dave. One, when I left the automobile business, I lost my job actually working for a car dealer that I worked for 7 years. And when I left there, I left without a job. I don't recommend that for anybody, but it always worked for me to have no options. So first thing I had to do was go work for another guy and start all over again, and my income went to nothing. That lasted for a year and a half before I realized there was no opportunity there, and I made another move. And that was the big move I made in my life. I was 30 years old. I decided to go work for myself for the first time. My income went from $150,000 a year to no money for the next 3 years. And this was like, this is what made me. I hate to say that. It sounds almost elitist if I say I made it. But what made, not me today, but made the backbone and grizzle of who I am is I started calling on businesses every week cold around America, both on the phone. And when the phone didn't work for me, I flew to their city and called on them cold. It was the turning point of my life to figure out how to do that, not quit, stay with it, and still be able to fund my life and my activities.
Wow.
So that was a big turning point at 30 years old. And then there was a couple others later that were, they were definitely at different kind of magnitudes, orders of magnitude. But go ahead, David. I think you had another question.
Well, Grant, I just want to thank you for all that you do. I follow you because not only do I believe in what you're saying, but just watching you continue to pour out every day into other people is inspirational. And before we hang up, I just want to mention the caller. I think it was 2 calls ago. The young lady who was homeless is on her way to or in Florida now and starts her new job on Monday.
Was that inspirational or what, bro?
Man, that was crazy. Look, I didn't even know she would be on the line, but I'm gonna just kind of make a suggestion here. Grant, I want to, if she follows through and gets on your products, I want to commit. You can invoice me. We can do it however you need to do it. But I want to put $200 scholarship towards whatever she purchases from you.
Dave, man, that is awesome, bro. Okay. So that's for Tavia. Is it Tavia? Tavia's David Cribbs from Tampa, Florida. Okay. Just offered to give you a $200 scholarship for the Cardone University. David, you're a great guy, dude. How can people follow you on Twitter? What's your what handle do you like?
It is at Desking Deals.
At Desking Deals. If you're not in the car business, you probably at Desking Deals. And also, go ahead.
And I will see you, by the way, 2 weeks from today in Indianapolis at Act Like a Success. Are we going to carpool up in the Ghost, or can we do that? Or
Dude,
what?
we might. I called Steve Harvey and said, "Can I show up in a white Ghost?" And he's like, "No, don't do white, dog. Don't do white." Okay.
No, hey, I'm looking forward to that, really, Grant.
Okay, can't wait. I look forward to seeing you. And thank you for being so generous to Tavia, okay? My name's Grant Cardone. That was David Cribbs at Desking Deals on Twitter. Give him a tweet out for being so generous. Every week, folks, I come to you to talk about your money, your finances, your career. Today, I'm talking to you about how your personal story, everything that happened to you in your life, good and bad, the ugly, the sick. I mean, I've had some stuff happen to me. Like, if you see this scar, I don't know if you guys can move in on this, but this scar, ugly, man. I mean, I got one right here so deep. They can't get rid of it with nothing. They tried plastics. They tried shoving stuff in there. It can't go away. I got some on the top of my head. Oh, they so ugly. It's unbelievable, okay? Because I was in trouble. 23 years old. You would not believe how much trouble I was in my life. I had a little thing that I always carried around with me. It stayed right here with me. It was my buddy. Everywhere I went, dude, I didn't go to a restroom without my little buddy. For 5 years, I carried my little buddy. And I got to tell you something. I was scared every day. My brothers, my mom, my sisters, all of them were terrified about what would happen to me, certain that one day they would get the big call that Grant had gotten in too much trouble that could not be reversed. You look, no matter where you're at in your life, I'm telling you, if you get a handle on it, the day you wake up and say, you know what, I'm freaking done playing. I'm going to be responsible. No more bullshit. No more playing around, no more hanging around the loop. The day you make that decision, okay, and quit saying, I'm going to stop tomorrow, the day you make the decision to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become a success, and then follow that every day with whatever it takes to become a success, you will be successful. Anybody can make it, folks, no matter what. Daniel Murray from Kentucky. Daniel.
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
100 ways to stay motivated, baby. You got access. All you got to do is go to 100waystostaymotivated.com, put in your first name, last name, your email, and I'm giving you access right now, okay?
Sweet. Thanks, Grant.
You got
That's
it,
where I'm at right now.
What's your question?
Well, before I ask my question, I just want to say thanks for everything you put out, all the information you put out. It really helped me. I know it's helped a ton of people out there, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. It really means
You're
a
going to
lot.
make me cry, man. Don't get me all weepy, man. My staff even knows this. Y'all know I hate hearing that, right?
Well, I mean that. I know a lot of people think of the same thing. I just wanted to speak for everybody out there.
No, it's nice, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask is, you've got a lot of stuff out there about being successful and getting what you want, but there's a lot of things that go into that. I want to know what is like the number one thing for you. Is it the money you wanted? Is you wanted freedom from your job or something? Because you've been at low points in your life.
Yeah.
I just want to know what was the number one thing. Was it that? Was it being the best person you could be? Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm on the treadmill. But what's the number one thing you could think of that keeps you going, that you're thinking about?
Dude, I think the number one thing that keeps me going is I know what my potential is. You know, if I really get honest. When I was 25 years old, I really started getting honest with myself. And over the last 30 years, the honesty starts happening at different levels. But I just know it's not the money, okay?
Okay.
I mean,
you want to be the best person you can be. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the money is I know that there's money out there. So it's like, it'd be like walking down the street and you see all this money on the street, just laying on the street, you know, tens of thousands of dollars and nobody's picking it up. And you're like, well, you going to walk past it? So I think that's people that are getting financially successful. They're walking around, they see money everywhere, and they're like, look, if nobody else wants this shit, I'm going to pick it up, okay? That's how I see money that I think other people don't see. But more importantly than that is potential. It's the potential. I see my potential. I'm haunted every day. Like I see money around me. More than that, I see my potential around me. I'm like, wow, man, I didn't follow up on this. I didn't make this phone call. What if I'd have done this? What if I'd have called that person? What if I reached up? Why didn't I call Donald Trump today? Why didn't I call Mr. Obama today? Why didn't I take the big freaking leap today? And that's what I'm plagued with every day. I'm not satisfied. And I don't know if that was, you know,
So
I remember being
potential to what? It's your potential to make money, or
my
to
potential.
help people, or what?
No, man, just my potential, period. You know, my potential to be a better father. My potential. I'm not satisfied with how I treated my wife the last 48 hours. You know, I'm not satisfied with how I was as a father, and I took my kids to breakfast this morning. You know, look, Frank Sinatra didn't have any regrets. I got 100. I'm sitting on 100 right now. I'm like, I ain't gonna die like this, man. See, I think my dad. I mean, I regretted so much not having a father. I can't tell you, for 30 years at least, from the age of 10 to 45 years old, I was in constant grief. And I thought it was because I lost my dad. The truth is, when I finally understood what it really was, it wasn't about my dad. Shit, a lot of people lose dads. Everybody's going to lose a dad, okay? What I really missed was this. I wasn't being my own dad. I wasn't being a father to myself. I wasn't being a man. I wasn't being a man in a real world. So I think that potential just keeps driving me. When I quit doing the therapeutic thing on it and just say, how can I use this? That's what's giving me a lift. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Champs from Richmond.
Hey, how's it going, Grant?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good. Glad to be on the call. Just started reading your 10 times rule for the second time this week.
That'd be 20x.
Yeah. So I took an opportunity a few months ago to take a job overseas making six figures. And I've been doing that for the past couple of years, and I turned that down this morning to pursue my dream with Advocare to make that work for me. So my question would be, when everything...
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you. When everything around you is, the odds are stacked, everybody's giving you negative output, what do you do to kind of stay motivated?
Dude, people are losers, bro. You know, I'm telling you, before you get to the haters, you get to the ain'ters. Ain't gonna do nothing, ain't gonna do this, ain't gonna do that, ain't gonna do that, she ain't gonna go out with me, I ain't gonna be rich. The ain'ters. There's more ain'ters than there are haters. At least the hater, hater, you know where he stands. He's admitted that he quit. That's why he hating on other people. Dude, you got to get a new set of friends, bro. These people that tell me they got the same set of friends they've had since they were kids, I'm like, you bragging? Do you understand that is a deficit? They ain't no way your 3-year-old best buddy at 35 years old can be an asset today. It's just, you don't need that much damn loyalty, okay? When you grow up, you get rid of some of your friends. Everybody should have grown up. And if they ain't growing up, if they ain't wanting more, they're not growing up anymore. And so that's what I want, dude. I want people around me that were hungry, that are pushers, that want more, that are talking about their potential, that are driving for something. I don't need more people telling me, let's go to a club on a Friday night. You know, I've been to enough clubs. It's the same thing. I don't care whether you go. I was in Paris last week in a club. Forget the name of the joint. Everybody wants to be at this club. I walked in, went and stood at the bar, got my wife a drink, walked up there. I'm like, baby, okay, this ain't Paris. This is a freaking club. And all clubs are the same everywhere on planet Earth. Let's get the hell out of here and go have some sex at the Four Seasons. Hope that helps, man. Dominique from Phoenix, Arizona. By the way, Champs gets 100 ways to stay motivated, and so does Dominique, okay? Go ahead, brother.
What up?
Come on, man.
Mr. Cardone, I'm actually from, I just moved here like 2 months ago. I'm from El Paso, Texas.
Ooh.
I read
What'd you have for lunch, man? What'd you have for lunch?
Unas enchiladas atorreados, señor.
Of course you did, man. Did you come across illegally, man?
You know what, man? I'm from El Paso. You know, even though Ciudad Juarez is right next door, I mean...
Did you steal some hubcaps today, man?
Hey, forget about it. It's a fugazi. Hey, well, I'm calling, man, because
Dominique,
honestly,
how you have a name like Dominique and you live in El Paso, dude?
you know what, man? That's how I get all the ladies, man. That's how I get all the ladies, you know? I'm a good-looking dude. You know, I go to the gym. I'm a gym rat, you know.
You a gym rat?
Yes, sir. But I wanted to tell you straight up, my brother got me hooked up on you like about 2 months ago. I was in El Paso doing the same thing, messing around with the same people.
Yeah.
I got hooked on you, and my whole life has changed, man, like big time. Like,
Oh,
I can't
brother.
believe it, man.
You got it. Your brother pimp you out, huh?
Man, I know, man. Hey, I own the supermarket, boy, and you just a bag boy.
Dude.
You know, I heard you bumping that Lil Wayne the other day. And
You heard me
it
bumping
made
Lil Wayne, dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it made me realize, you know, like in El Paso, it's such a small city, and everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I had to actually move to Arizona to see where the money was at.
Yeah.
I followed the money. I'm here. I actually trying to pay off all my debt. I got 3 jobs, you know, bartending, trying to do whatever I could do just to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm so motivated, man. But if it wasn't for you, it was like a big slap in the face. Like, hey, you need to wake your ass up and do something because you're not getting any younger, you know?
Yeah, I'm like that big needle, that hypodermic needle on Pulp Fiction, right into the heart.
Man, you know what? Honestly,
I kick you in the teeth, man. I kick you right in the teeth. That way, people either hate me or they love me. Y'all notice that? That's the way it was in high school. You know, when I was growing up in high school, I'm talking about myself. Now, you mind if I talk about me a little bit, Dominique? We've heard enough bullshit about you.
I don't mind at all.
Okay, thanks, man. So I was growing up in high school. People hated my guts in high school. I was beat up so many times. Literally every day I'd go to school and think, I need to change shirts today because I know I'm going to get my ass whooped today. If I wasn't beat up at least twice a week, I'm telling you, no exaggeration, 8 times a month I got beat up by everybody on the football team. Because me, I, like Dominique, was suave and good looking. And the ladies liked me. And I liked talking to the ladies. And the fact that you were a cheerleader didn't bother me. The fact that you were the quarterback's girl didn't bother me either. And you know what? When I was getting my ass whooped in high school and sent to the principal and discarded from school for 3 days, I thought that was a liability, that I wasn't Mr. Popular. Only to find out at 50 years old, not being the most popular person actually made me successful. Because I've spent the last 40 years telling everybody, watch this. Watch this, Mr. Football Player, huh? EMD, read between the lines, dog. Now all those people are like, oh, I knew you were going to be successful. Oh, yeah, you mean when you had both my arms underneath your knees and you were freaking pounding my head on the front seat of my car, that's when you knew I was going to be successful? Thank you so much, Mike. And thank you so much, Rob and Ralph, back in SD, California, yay. Thank you, Rob and Ralph, for all that you did to me to inspire me. When I was 50 years old, you inspired me to get so successful that my retaliation on you, Rob and Ralph, Ralphie and Robbie, was to be so successful that every day you'd turn on your freaking computer and you'd have to see Grant Cardone in your shit. This is called Whatever It Takes Network. I did it for you, Ralph and Rob, because you guys inspired me. The worst things that have happened to me in my life, those liabilities have turned into assets, folks. That's what I'm talking to you today about. How do you take your story, the story, whatever your name is in your story, look at the liabilities, look at the assets, look at the whole context of the story. How do you want it to end? What are they going to say about you at the end? Forget the first 17 chapters, the first 30 chapters of your book. What are they going to say at the end about who you are, what you did, what you contributed? That's why I do this show. It's called the Cardone every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. And like my friend Shovita said, the best success is massive freaking, the best revenge. Once you write it, the best revenge, you know the answer. The best revenge is massive. That's what you get for going to school in the Dominica. Okay? The best revenge is massive success. That's why I do this show. It's called Whatever It Takes Network, that brings you the show called the Cardone Zone to get you in the zone the way I think. I don't want you to drink the Kool-Aid, folks. I want you to swim in it. Why? Because I want to help you. Like I want to help Dominique and Champs and Daniel and David and Corey and Tavia and Casey from Dayton, Ohio that called in today with success stories. Hey, I really appreciate you guys following me. I appreciate you being loyal and dedicated to the show. I hope you've subscribed to the network. If you haven't, please do so. I'm going to be releasing a reality TV series in November. We're going to release 14 more shows this month. Stay with me, man. I'm going to do some freaking amazing things. If you're an expert, an author, if you're great in business and you got some little niche strategy, some special thing you do that you can make people better at, we're looking for more experts to deliver one show each week. I'll be in Cancun, Mexico, November 13th to the 16th. I hope you sign up for that. It's called the 10xseminar.com. 13th to the 16th, I'm bringing my family down there. It's a great opportunity to hang out, connect with some great people that want to 10x their life. It's called the 10xseminar.com. In 2 weeks, October 17th, I'll be with John Maxwell, Tony Robbins, and Mr. Comedian, Mr. TV, hardest working man in TV, Mr. Steve Harvey. Almost nobody on this planet better looking than me than him, okay? I'll see you guys then. Look for a couple of new shows. Mystery Shopper coming to Whatever It Takes Network. Look for The Boiler Room, and look for Whatever It Takes, The Ultimate Job Interview. Hey, be great, folks. My name's Grant Cardone. Be great. Why? Be great, because nothing else pays.
New York Times bestselling author and self-made multimillionaire entrepreneur Grant Cardone has partnered with the Hard Rock Hotel to bring you 10X Your Life at the Hard Rock Hotel Cancun. Reward yourself as you play hard at this all-inclusive luxury experience, and you'll work hard participating in See Grant seminars live on November 14th and 15th. These unique seminars were created to help you learn to 10x your finances, 10x your social media, 10x your business, and 10x your life. Visit 10xseminar.com to book your 10x experience now. For rates starting at $463 per night for 3 nights. Seminars, meals, and beverages are included. Stop settling. 10x your finances, reach your dreams, 10x your business, and 10x your life. Take action and go to 10xseminar.com now to book your 10x experience at the Hard Rock Hotel Cancun.
Work hard so I can feed my nephew or my niece. What I do it for a family, do it to get a Grammy, do it to be the greatest, earliest and the latest. Niggas that tried to play us, wishing they never did, trying to do me favors, seeing that